I've got a couple of things, a couple of housekeeping notes, Fearless. I've got some score updates for you. And as we get the fly-in over on Nuke, I want to let you know that in the MVP versus Nigma Galaxy game, that one's still on map 1 on Mirage. It's 13-12 to Nigma Galaxy, so that one is quite close. And Big versus Aces, Big took the first map 16 rounds to 8 on Overpass.
Oh boy, that is very, very close. Very curious to see how that one will pan out. Could go still both ways. Now, obviously, G2 on this map definitely want to see if they could get things back going in their favor. The pistol over on Mirage was very promising, and that was actually Juliano who did a lot of work. Now, already here, getting the first kill once again, is hungry for more and lines Angelka up. So this is already looking very good for G2, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. 2 versus 5. Liina, vicu, want to get aggressive over towards ramp, but it's messy. Kiosa, takes full control of it. 3 kills in total for her, 2 for Juliano, the pistol queen. And G2 OYA will start off life strong on the CT side of Nuke.
Very, very strong. Now, obviously, over on Mirage, it was the pistol that they won on CT, and then the round after, that was it. So I think the real test is still yet to come, but any round is certainly going to be helping you. And they denied the bomb. So with that, NAVI Javelins don't have to cash. They just have to eco it out. That means G2 can slowly build up theirs. Now, what is the plan of NAVI going to be? Don't have any flashes. Oh, playing a bit with the door there. Bit cheeky. And now vicu coming in full surprise with the Glock, but does make it out alive.
Yeah, that's the plan. Open the squeaky door, try and bait in vicu to get rid of Manka's head, but it doesn't quite work out. Now, NAVI Javelin's all reset. Probably going to group somewhere as a 5 and try and deal with G2. Oh, yeah, that's a very slick camera angle. Shout out observing. Regrouping towards radio and ramp. Kiosa about to be tested once more.
There we go, spots the contact already. A few players tagged. Juliano is here then to chime in. Oh, all right, Hanka does get one. But Kiosa, okay, even with her pistol chimed out. Wow, 2 kills, beautiful stuff. And well, G2 make sure that it's only a single loss that they're taking. And they're looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, she is incredible on ramp. I think NAVI Javelins have learned pretty early not to test Kiosa over there. Now full AKs. Let's see what NAVI Javelins can do. Now, this time it's potentially aggression from ramp. Kiosa getting very inquisitive. In fact, the spam's good. But in fact, the burst, it's going to be all out towards A. Hanka makes it down the vent, sure. But Angelka only finds one. Zaz and Juliano respond in kind. And whilst the bomb site is temporarily overrun by NAVI, there's still loads of pressure from every single angle.
All right, from the ramp comes Cressy. And look at this, she even tagged Hanka down to just 7 HP. Trouble is ahead, and with that, her position is known. Only vicu now that can seal the deal, but no, immediately taken out. And this is looking so much better, so much cleaner. And the way that G2 used their util is very on point.
Yeah, really good at disrupting NAVI. What's interesting for the Javelins is they haven't really played very default. Normally what you expect out of a NAVI Javelins T side is the outside smokes to be utilized a lot. Hanka is normally the player searching for entries, whether it's in towards secret, whether it's crossing into garage. She's typically that player that will do it. 4 rounds. Obviously, we haven't seen it just yet because we've only had 1 gunny. But, Hanka showing off how powerful the FAMAS truly can be. Angelka with the Tech 9, but it's only going to be 1. Oh, maybe 2. But that should be it.
It's not going to be the reverse once again, like we had seen almost go the way of Mirage. make sure that G2 again survive with 3 or more players. So very, very solid. Manka, oh, very nice highlight. Even while floating up in the air, good for a couple of kills. So she's still, you know, she hasn't died, so she still has that FAMAS in her hand. Kosa also, she has the reverse James Bond, going 7-0. So far, so good on the board for G2. Now, again, Navi can try and contest, have that up in the hands of vicu. And now, you were talking about it, outside smokes are up, but Manka still gets the first kill.
Yeah, really well done. Nade not doing as much damage as she would have hoped for. vicu has just found Giuliano through the smoke. That looks like it was on top of heaven. So it wasn't a true smoke bang, but it's still a very good trade nevertheless. Zaz already rotated down. Only defender here for the moment. And in fact, Liina's going to be boosted. Just checking out the double doors. You expect with this boost, there's going to be one on towards Decon as well.
Oh,
okay.
Well. They're just going to be walking out, but a headshot is a headshot without an opening up towards the lower bomb stand. Now Kyosei is here, is still fighting, gets a nice kill, but the smokes and the molly certainly will make it a difficult task to prevent that bomb from being planted. Now a 3-on-3 retake, all of them coming from the ramp, and there's again another molly to deny the first initial push.
Yeah, but Hank has gathered all the information. She's just walked down the vent. No one's here. And the grenades, they're all flying out down ramp. So surely NAVI Javelins have to be aware that this is where G2 lie. Angelka's tucking towards dark, but Liina swings a little bit too early. And the retake is in. There's a kit and there's enough time as well. G2, oh yeah, keep it flawless on the defense.
So far, it is definitely going very, very good for G2. Definitely a bit scary, perhaps, here for Navi. We know that they're also a very solid team when it comes to Nuke, but always starting on T side, that means you gotta come in with the heavy strats prepared. And perhaps now being on T side, this is where the flaws might get to you. Of course, still having a new player up on the book who is still yet to frag right now.
Fake outside smokes for now. Big gap in them as well. Manka can convey all this information. You see she's just calling in her headset. No one's here. Third smoke will eventually trickle on down. And creating the full wall. Giuliano's got aggressive. And Angelka's found her on ramp. That's a big gap opened up by the Javelins.
Follow top will deny that rotation immediately. Kyosa is here though. Already has snuck down. Here's the glass broken. Not a second kill, but at least makes the numbers still competitive. No, the bomb has been planted. Zaz not quite in time to deny it. But there's a bit of control. Oh no. Oh no, the timings has completely fallen apart. And look at how much information vicu has gotten. She should know there's a player that's one. Even spots the head up the second. And it's so nice and clean. Navi, they will get that first round up on the board.
Look at this again. Oh, we just need to see it. The timing of vicu and then the trigger discipline. Knows that that's not the player that she spotted. There she is. What a shot on towards Manka. That's interesting as well, because now we've seen vicu be the late lobby lurk, pushing down the vent, as well as Hanka in the previous.
Oh, well, Hanka looking to see if she could go down once again. Oh, yeah, the smoke, of course, is going to make it very difficult to still find your way. Now, overly exposed, that means opportunities up ahead for G2. vicu and Letty are now trying to make something work. But at the end of the day, it's now only Liina left with a drop bomb. Does spot a play, but gets tagged in return. And now what can you do? 3 more players to be found. You hope that perhaps with a repositioning, you could make something work. But the numbers are not lying. Now Liina, again, another tag upon her, but at least also another kill.
1 minute left. Can really start to play with this. Looks like she's going to reset, wrap in through heaven. But when's the internal timer of Giuliano going to click into gear? When's she going to start considering that this could be an option? Potentially now. However, no one's watching. No one's considering. And Liina, oh, double back turned. If she walks out the rafters here, there is so much potential for this to go wrong for G2. 30 seconds left. Creeping on forward, Liina starts to make her move. But with Giuliano in amongst the hut, this is where it could get quite dicey. That's the gun noise and falling down. It was there. There was a real potential, but timing just eluded Liina.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame. Both were not very much exposed to her position. So that's very smart. You know, they used the cover of the bomb site, and then they had one player push very forward into hut. So, you know, even though we weren't necessarily watching Heaven, it was very difficult for someone to come out of Heaven and then still peek upon them. So, with that, Navi, there is money still in the bank because of all the loss bonus of before. But G2 OYA can still continue where they left off pretty much. They again have another investment into an AWP. So this is all very, very solid and very scary considering that G2 is just sort of steamrolling the CT side.
Yeah, again, I just want to come back to the point of we have only seen a true NAVI Javelins default round. I think 1 round out of 7 so far. Here comes Smokes. This looks a bit more like it. Liina. Actually, it's her looking to take the charge. In fact, the majority of the force of NAVI Javelins are all going to group up outside. Very deep smokes. Manka, I was going to say under pressure, but in fact, it's crazy to find Hanker in amongst the lobby. That really limits the options of NAVI Javelins. They're going to have to make their way down already into Secret. We'll manage it. Manka doesn't spot a thing, worried about Garage. But the true threat, it's already on the B-bomb site.
There's no one present here. So that means G2 OYA most likely have to go for a retake once this bomb actually does go down. Maybe a quick rotation in for a ramp could make the difference. Could still deny it. As Navi take their time setting up. Now windows are broken. And that certainly should be heard. But again, they're still being patient. G2 OYA know they have some util left. They know they have the player advantage. But the time will start to tick.
Yeah, even more utility being put down to prevent the players at ramp. It all hinges on when the secret players of G2 OYA are going to activate. Oh, vicu and Letty kind of get caught off guard 1-for-1, and now the ramp hit can truly come in. Liina's been left in a 1v4 on a swivel, deals with 2, and she's not done yet, or maybe she is. Kiosa will secure it. And Giuliano with the defuse. Nice stuff by G2 OYA. Keeps it still within their favor.
Well, for a moment, I believe there that Liina perhaps could get the timings once again, because the push of G2, again, you see the individuals peaking one by one, so you are starting to wonder how wrong could it be, but at the end of the day, still 4 people to deal with is a lot. The numbers, we're not lying. G2 OYA with that can crawl to another victory up on the board. 7 already. And it's starting to look a bit in, like, Mirage in reverse, because that is when NAVI were having such a stellar first half, and then also G2 being stuck on a single round. So, yeah, history is repeating itself.
Yeah, very impressed with how G2 OYA are playing this. Manka has been a force to be reckoned with outside. If it isn't kills, it's significant damage. You see Liina's already walking wounded. NAVI Javelins, the only piece of control they've been able to get consistently is this secret position. G2 OYA have done so well at mitigating any of these other little pushes. Hanka, it's definitely a role swap. She's actually tasked with the responsibility of lobby. And Zaz gets found out, but doesn't actually go for the initial contact. Fakes out that she's leaving and sticks around the single door.
And again, it's another opening here for G2. You can see how hesitant it makes NAVI. They do have that control. Well, I guess maybe not anymore. Zaz already made her way here into Decog, putting that pressure upon. At least now that kill from Hanka is super crucial. But as Angelka, Are they going to be clearing out the position of Zaz? And still, there's so many people alive. Juliana even getting the kill upon the flank. At least Zaz is out. That might open things up over on B. But still a player advantage here for G2 as the rotation slowly makes its way into the ramp.
Yeah. There are kits available. There's no smoke. So that means these mollies do burn some time down off the clock. Angelka, Letty. In fact, it's Angelka to take the first contact. Now we'll shut the door, and Letty will chime in response. Looking a lot better for NAVI Javelins. Giuliano thrown into the 1 versus 2. Stuck between these two angles and the bomb. The time, it is really expiring. That's a good headshot, but no follow-up, no time. But Giuliano's just going to stick it. And there's more than enough time for her to defuse it, but no, gets off. And just in the nick of time, Angelka will steal it right back. NAVI Javelins with a second round on the board.
That had to be Navi's. That was so crucial to be winning because right now, look at the money of G2. It's only going to be Juliana with a proper M4, I think, up on the board. The rest will have to be with SMGs or less. But at the end of the day, it was still a very, very costly round. All of them lose their life. So every single time that Navi do win a round, it comes at a very large cost. It definitely takes everything out of them. And it means that Nuke perhaps is not as easy as they were used to.
This can be a quick hit in towards A. See utilities already lining up. This could be scary because you're running straight in towards the pistols.
Oh.
Angelka, does manage it. And there's a CZ75 as Zaz, but can't find a kill. And Giuliano's already looking to retreat, bring the M4 forward into the next round. Maybe Manka has got a trick or two up her sleeve, flanking in and amongst it. Viku spots out Kiosa in the back lines, and in fact, that M4 has fallen straight out of Giuliano's hands. Manka 1 versus 5. It feels very difficult. It feels inevitable for NAVI Javelins. They will secure consecutive rounds.
This is very nice because you could see, 2 players at the end of the day also had to do it with some McTens. So who knows? But G2 will crumble, and that means that the scoreline is slowly getting closer again. G2 are forced to properly eco this one out. That means now they can get even closer. Now, what is the strategy going to be here for G2? Are they going to be stacking? Looks to be. Everyone running outside here. Oh, good counter flashbang will blind them initially, but now that means they're not going to be stopping, though. They're still going to run and hunt for your weapons. There's at least one already, but it's only the McTen that they've recovered.
Yeah, exactly that. Only the SMG. That's not the end of the world. And NAVI Javelins are already overwhelming the B bomb site. Just got to make sure that the after plants are clean. You don't want to trip over your own shoelaces here. You don't want to fall victim to the MAC-10 and the USPs.
Here they come. Mac-10 is actually good for a kill immediately. Oh, okay. Immediate trade, I want to say. But in fact, these pistols are certainly doing a lot. vicu is hanging on, though. 2 kills there for her at the end. Will pick up the AK, but that got close. Perhaps too close for comfort, and it means they keep that economy a bit on the lower end for Na'Vi, and actually a tech timeout will come out. Even though they have won that, they need to be winning rounds more cleaner, or else it will come to bite them back in next rounds to come.
Letty itched her nose with her mouse hand before the fight came in. I was looking at the player cam. I just see her mouse rise to like her face. I was like, no, what is going on? Please. Put it back down. Well, it did work out in the end, but you're right. That was really expensive because that was no investment from G2 OYA. You typically look for 6 rounds on the T side. Normally, that's a safe benchmark. NAVI Javelins have been able to recover at least 4. And now with vicu on the big green, now with Giuliano not being able to wield one of her own because the finances don't quite afford it for G2. What's the game plan here?
Not a complete default, no smokes outside as of yet, but they do have vicu just scouting for anyone peeking garage. But as you were saying, there's no scout or an AWP on the flip side. So instead, they have a player playing from a bit further back. It's Manka once again. But Navi are being very patient. waiting to see how G2 will respond first and then see if they can capitalize. But G2's not really giving them anything.
I like this as well. Kiosa starts secret. Flashbang, that's for her to peek up and over. Letty was aware of it, but the gunfight goes G2 OYA's way. 5 versus 4.
And now the smokes are starting to come. What will NAVI do with the space, though? Are they going to be using it? Are they going to go down secret once more?
It's like a main split. Oh, Manka's in the perfect position to shut down vicu. And there's no immediate trade. And that gives over intent for NAVI Javelins. G2 OYA can start to rotate through, but they are just bombarding themselves through onto the bomb site. Liina needs to win out this fight with Giuliano, and she does. 2 versus 2.
Sure who wasn't a vent, but that certainly was hurt. So Liina's going to be tucking in right around the corner. It doesn't get checked. And with that, Angelka will finish it off with the additional kill. That was a very solid round, coming down from a 2 versus 3 and winning it out to the wire. And I love that. So they managed to get the bomb down. No one is actively peeking from heaven. They know, obviously, that was a bit of an outside threat earlier. But then immediately go and push for hard, get the information, and as soon as you have the sound cue, tuck in, wait, and then hope you go unchecked. And that was exactly what happened.
Yeah, really nice recovery from NAVI Javelins. Starting to show us shades of why we do consider them to be one of the best Nuke teams. Liina with the opener this time around. Not the biggest of investments for G2 OYA. Angelka should be rewarded with a couple here. Giuliano and Kioso look to swing the corner.
There we go. That's one, not a second. Kioso will actually find one back. But on the flip side, a lot of players have already died. A Molotov will sort of trap her in the corner. And that means the bomb easily can get planted. I know exactly where she is. They're holding the angle. I have a double player setup here. Maybe the Deagle can do something. Oh, absolutely not. vicu, once again, the crisp aim that she relies on, it is delivering. She's up on 10 kills. Angelka, who actually stepped up quite a bit in comparison to Mirage, because she was somewhat at the bottom. Still not doing bad, because I think Angelka's kills, even though she didn't have as much as some of the others, her kills were very impactful. But now she's up on 13, leading the squad here for NAVI. In fact, not leading the server as of yet. That is Kiosa with 16 and 6, which is also very insane.
Yeah, she's playing really well. Very big name for herself here on the big stage. Liina trying to get close to these smokes. Oh, Manka's spray is perfect. Nearly delivers the killing blow, but that nade surely will. Great stuff. vicu dropping in utility. It's all a little bit of a fake. It's to allow Liina to find Manka outside. So much distraction. And Giuliano's so preoccupied.
She's looking below her, has the right ideas, of course. Outside being a bit compromised. But at the end of the day, there's still 4 alive on NAVI. And now Lurk comes on for it. Who's going to be spotting who first? Liina does not want to be committing just yet. Oh, goes in cross. Kiosa's actually very quick. The eternal clock has started to tick, but the hit will come through. Kiosa will have to fall back. 40 seconds now up on the clock. And I'm not going to be committing. Not yet. Waiting for that rotation to perhaps come through already. Not quite the case. And now Kiosa with the repositioning. Good for 1 kill. Head are taken off. And Zars actually goes down too. So the numbers are still even.
Yeah, but look at Cressy. She could deny everything. Actually, just waits. It's a patience game to allow Giuliano to get into position over towards ramp. Where vicu and Hank are going to establish themselves. Looks to be more over towards control. Audio cue given over at single. That's one piece of the puzzle for NAVI.
There is a smoke. Giuliano is looking to throw it out. Flashbang into radio here. Still checking every angle. A lot of time will be down to waste. They spot the player over towards double doors. But Hanka gets the kill instead. And Giuliano is now forced to go and save. Too big of a weapon to lose. And with that, the round, it goes the way of NAVI. And it's all tied up 7-7. And keep in mind, it was 1-7 at one point. And right now, NAVI is slowly making their return. What looks so solid for G2 is starting to crumble a bit.
Got a score update for you as well, Vilas. Nigma Galaxy did actually end up winning against MVP. It was 16-13.
Oh, okay.
Very close map one. And the bye for G2 OYA heading to the last round of this first half of our second map between NAVI and G2. Isn't the best, and I like this, getting aggressive, trying to get in the face of NAVI Javelins. Issue you've got is that vicu's holding the line, and she will take Giuliano completely off the server.
Oh no. Another rifle for G2 is missing the mark here, this time outside. And that means trouble is ahead. Perhaps these P9s need to get into these cheeky angles. Perhaps you even need to push. You need to pull out something risky in order to take back the numbers. They have no outside control, meaning Liina can already sneak into heaven. And that means this A crunch is going to be hitting very, very soon.
Yeah, it all hinges on when Liina's going to activate. She'll be the first point of contact here. It will allow the rest of the Javelins to flood out towards Hut. This player spotted at main. In fact, Liina just doesn't get involved. All the kills come through in a matter of moments. And vicu is holding for Kyosa because she knows that that's the ramp player. From 7-1 down to 8-7. NAVI Javelins will actually win out that first half. What a recovery for NAVI Javelins on their T side from 7-1 down to winning out the half. And Angelka shows us off some mascots as we head into the second half. I've also got some score updates for you, Veerless. Aces versus Bigger Keeper. Bigger Keeper are winning that one 4 rounds to 3. And Enigma Galaxy have started off strong on their map pick, winning 3-0.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised that Enigma Galaxy, they definitely have one of the strongest pistols in the game. Now, what's going to happen? Because previously G2 had 2 flawless pistols in a row, but NAVI here are making it close. Giuliano again sitting in the closed corner and then waiting for the rotation to come on through. And I like this. Now they have a player advantage and they can play with the minds of NAVI a bit. But vicu still sitting here on the ramp and has in fact dropped the bomb, meaning things could still get tricky. It's now Hanka, 1 versus 2, and in fact it's going to be wrapping the long way around. Has a feeling it will be A instead, and she's not wrong. Bomb has made its way. Oh, spots a player, but I think Giuliano also heard her footsteps.
Yeah. This one's very difficult for Hanka. She's trying to use the long range. Oh, throws it into a 1 versus 1. But Kiosa is having an unbelievable time on Nuke right now. 3 kills in the pistol yet again. 21 kills for the entire game. I'm so impressed with this player for G2.
It's insane. And like, this is the player that's coming in and who's suddenly amongst these veterans when it comes to CSGO. Even Manka already has a bit of chunk of experience when it comes to Impact, so she's not completely new. But for Kyosa, she is just coming in super fresh, and maybe the nerves could be upon you, but it doesn't seem to be the case at all. Now, opening kill, in fact, here, NAVI decided to force up with some pistols and a scout. And that means, in fact, that Giuliano has succumbed to one of the deagles. No recovered weapon, though. That is in too much of an open spot. But G2 will be the ones who need to answer back.
Nice shot. Zaz walking a little bit wounded. Oh, as too is Kiosa. How impactful will those scout tags be? That's information as well. NAVI Javelins start to reset in towards the B bomb site. Hanka, although she's been spotted, more importantly, stays alive. And Letty opens the door as the smoke blooms.
Bomb has been planted.
So much delay is happening. There's no kit, though, in the hands of NAVI. So much util. There's some weapons to work with. But everything becomes tricky. Liina will find one back upon Cressy. But now with Hanka taken out. Alright, okay, maybe there could still be a way back in. Liina has found a kill with, in fact, that Molotov, and 2 players are quite low off the side of G2. But the bomb is starting to tick. Now Letty taken out, and only Liina left with a deagle. So NAVI did a good chunk of damage, but it was a force buy, not an eco. And that means that the money is still low, and most likely G2 could crawl to double digits.
Yeah, should be. Should be the full eco coming out of NAVI Javelins. Just a reminder, though, this is what we saw in that second half of Mirage. G2 winning the pistol, winning the conversion, but as soon as the rifles came out, that's where NAVI Javelins started to find their footing and find their form. And we can't rule them out of anything, especially after that first half. Looks to be a lobby push. A couple of players gathering, ready to go. Liina outside. Surely will be cleared by Manka. The flashbang, it's great, but Liina actually hides behind the boxes, but not well enough. Manka and Kiosa find 2, and as you were saying, Veerless, it should be a formality for double digits.
Maybe Angelka can do something. Maybe this Galil picked up. By the second, so much util coming into falls. Hanka now falls as well. I think, honestly, you might just want to run away with this Galil and save it. Okay, right for the smoke comes Angelka. All right, okay. Once again, they do a lot of damage upon G2. Now the Galil's in the hand, and I think Cressy got spotted just a second ago, not aware that Manka is peeking from right the same angle. So, we were saying it, G2 making it to double digits, still not completely clean. But at least get that lead going, get that gap, get yourself that buffer, because G2 certainly going to be needing it against Navi, who are so strong on Nuke.
Yeah, definitely. Now we get to see it. Full investment, AWP on vicu. It'll be so interesting to watch this one unfold. vicu scoping, waiting for opportunity. G2 OYA not preventing themselves. They're not allowing that opener to come in just yet. Over the top of main goes Giuliano. vicu does find one, but she could be caught off guard.
Now the heads being spotted. Oh, but on the flip side, of course, they are peeking with 2, and they are winning the duel. Giuliano taken out. They're still hoping for something in return, but no, Krasi gets tagged. And actually, well, it's only Letty who is missing 2 HP. That's about it. Now Henka will be traded. But again, not before G2 took another loss.
Yeah, Hanker has fully taken on Danu's roles because it's Danu that used to play over at ramp. It's a 1-for-1 swap. And while she does get one, will ultimately fall. But this should always be a NAVI Javelins round. What I've been really impressed with is just vicu's awareness. The leg on towards Krezi, over towards Red. They have grouped up. They have got the bomb as well. It can be planted. There's no real resistance on B so far. And with 25 seconds left, that is more than certainly the final destination. Now the Javelins need to regroup and they need to retake.
And the retake needs to be really good because, again, there's no kit into their hands. Prioritize utility. So you better use that util in order to force those CTs out to clear some angles. Now Zaz is still tucked in here upon the side. The door about to be opening very fast. And I like this double setup. And again, it's only good for 1 kill. And Angelka immediately make sure that this round is going the way of Navi. And I like this. Like the setup, making sure you're using your numbers to your advantage. And with that, get the 9th round up on the board.
Yeah, really good elevated peak from Decon. Exactly what you want to see. Exactly what you expect. Protocols really starting to shine through and pave some rounds back in the NAVI Javelins camp. I think what's interesting as well, something we haven't yet talked about, is the fact that they are on LAN. They are playing together. And one round, that gets the morale going. The fist bumps, you're physically there. You can feel the energy. Compare and contrast that G2 OYA, who are playing online. That's what it looks like, at least. Now just armed tooth and nail with pistols. Manka, well, she's only got a Glock, and there's so much utility being put down. Liina doesn't even need to see her opponents. 2 quick kills. And G2 OYA scramble down secret.
Gonna make a run for it. If you can get the bomb down, that's gonna be a win. At least get that kill upon Angelka. Oh, okay. Down the vent comes Letty. And now Kyosa in a 1 versus 3. Does have an AK, has the bomb. And we know that she has the aim. Up on 25 kills already. What more can she do?
Taking her time. Got to be so careful, though, because Hanker's here. That is the last angle you expect Hanker to be standing in. That's an AK upgrade, and that's the scorelines all tied up. 10 apiece.
We might be just going to the wire here. This is going to be another test for G2 up on their T side. So right now, get those AKs back out. Get the util. But in the previous rounds, the spacing was a bit off. They keep losing their opening players. So something needs to change. Outside smokes are up. Good Molotov, but they do run right across it. Manka takes a bit of damage, but nothing too big. They can continue and keep the supplies up.
Oh, Liina has actually crossed Manka through the smoke. Giuliano gets the kill. And I think that's actually going to give over a lot of information towards G2 OYA. And I think Manka's gone undetected. Hanky, you can see that she's clearing garage, but I don't think she expects Manka to be this further aggressed. Kyosa with another one. It is falling apart right now for the Javelins.
vicu is also now coming to help out. The timing, oh, might be there, but not the shot. And in fact, Angelka gets tagged, but gets 2 kills. Oh, that is so big. Navi suddenly make the numbers even up on the board, and with that, they're going to be repositioning.
Oh,
They're forcing G2 to take a different approach here as well. They still have Manka, who could come in and lurk, but also the positioning of Angelka could be magnificent.
Could be and should be. Oh, the timing. Does find Giuliano. And on the swivel. Can't find Cressy. But it's still information. Manka will strike from heaven. And now vicu knows where both of these players are. It all actually hinges on Manka to try and find her in towards Heart. Oh, it's close. And she will secure the headshot. G2, oh yeah, win the round back.
Oh my. Again, it's going to the wire. Nothing comes easy for either of these teams. But with that, and the money which was kept quite low in the previous rounds that Navi did win, that means immediately they are up on an eco. They have a couple of nades. Curious to see what the plan is going to be with those. Perhaps looking to throw them outside. Yeah, outside here. Barely will make a tag, but at least will be a warning shot.
Again, it should be a G2 round. That's what the buy looks like, but that's a nice shot from Angelka. Putting the balance back in an even playing field. Because Manka found Hanka, and that's a fun head-to-head to say. Well, Liina finding another. This gets a little bit scary. Look at the amount of control that NAVI Javelins have over towards the lobby. Although G2 OYA have got outside, you need to be careful. Zaz has the bomb. And in fact, has got Liina's head.
Oh, the timing. vicu looked away. Oh, that is rough. Not clearing the angle. Now Angelka, 1 versus 2. She could have the cross here. And there's a bit of time to work with. Has a feeling deep down her stomach and is looking to... Oh, all right. Well, the tag certainly makes her aware. But now, what's the strategy going to be? Obviously, the buy wasn't too great, so you could still go for this. You could save the AK. Smoke will cause further delay. And it might just be the call here.
I mean, if you can do any damage, I think you definitely just go for it if you're Angelka. However, this crossfire is quite devastating. Giuliano will secure it. As G2 getting themselves 12 rounds now on NAVI Javelin's map pick of Nuke.
Slowly crawling closer. But, of course, the job isn't done just yet. And again, we see these pistols do a lot of damage. Actually, on both sides of the table. So, the end. Every round is going to matter. You can see Angelka being a bit frustrated up on the camera. Obviously, she feels that there is probably more in the bag. Now, what can this round do? A good flashbang in. It's only 1 kill, though. Immediate trades are up on the board for G2. But the eyes are up on outside. What more can Navi do in order to shut this potential push down? In fact, oh no. G2 making a different play here. Go back inside. And go away from the AWP.
Anchor gets pushed away. Falls back. But in fact, G2, they're just trying to push and pull away these rotations. Common reaction is to re-aggress lobby. Giuliano's holding for the squeaky side, but in heart, that's where the true intention of NAVI Javelins lie. Angelka, Letty, I like the setup. Letty going first, low HP. But do you expect Angelka? No, you don't. But Cressy on the adjustment. And now Hanka could slide her way up towards the vents. And these players from G2 are oh so low.
Gonna be planting right to the other side. Oh, the head. Oh, Kyosa is having the angle, and with that potentially a very difficult scenario. Flashbang comes in, and vicu, you might just want to use your pistol here instead. Uses the pistol for a fake flash, tries to go for a no-scope. Very difficult position, and even though these players are so low, G2 will get to 13, get another round, and make that gap just slightly bigger.
Timeout coming in again for NAVI. Money, not really there. Decision needs to be made. Should definitely be a save, in my opinion. Let it go to 14. Try and fight back for 16-14 victory. But this is looking really good. I'm really impressed with the way that G2 OYA are really manipulating the rotations of NAVI Javelins. They are taking control of a primary zone on Nuke, whether it's outside, whether it's ramp, and then they're sitting there. They are waiting for the mistakes to happen. And despite low HP, even in that 2 versus 2, Kyosa ready and waiting for the vent rotate. Holding, using Molotovs to disrupt vicu. NAVI Javelins can never have a fair gunfight and never fair interaction. And you're really starting to see G2 OYA come into their element.
So very soon, the time will start to tick for NAVI. Now up on some pistols. Maybe they can make it very costly, like a couple of rounds ago. Angelka being about to be tested. Oh, but a head immediately taken off. Threat immediately dealt with. Liina is up on the flank. No! Switches to the knife. That is so unfortunate. Not expecting them to come back up and ult for a flank. And now it's just going from bad to worse.
Oh,
the
dear.
pistols can't do anything, and Angelka will succumb to the molly. Very, very rough, but oh so delicious for G2. They get to 14. Starting to look a lot cleaner. And the money on the board as well. It's so good for the long run because you're going to need it.
Yeah, you're completely right. Even if they lose this one, there's still a chance to follow up for G2. There's investment behind them. For NAVI Javelins, you got the AWP back out on vicu. I'd like to see her be a little bit more proactive. You can see that she's taking an advanced position outside to kick things off. Keep your eye on Hank, because she's actually starting down on towards B. That's going to pull the sniper of vicu back in to deal with ramp. So, in fact, they're going to deal with outside by having Hanker down secret.
You could even see that vicu with her AWP is making a move towards Hell. She could come in and support, and especially now with Hanker falling, that means that once again, trouble is up ahead for NAVI. Couple of repositionings, Angelka now falls as well. Everything seems to be going the right way for G2 here. And NAVI need answers and quick.
I think if you lose another player here on the side of NAVI, you have to save. I know that sounds awful, but you've got no money. Liina's about to walk into Kyosa's guillotine, or is she? No, look at that timing. There's another player here. Liina adjusts. How has this round just fallen on its head? All in a blink of an eye. Giuliano looks to put the tide back into G2 OYA's favor. Bomb scooped up by Manka. Bomb site compromised by G2. But vicu slides out, but that's a missed shot. And that's information given up. Liina has to come up through the vent. And they were ready for it, but Giuliano falls. And now Manka is put in an improbable scenario.
We'll go for the bomb plant here. Now Flashbang forced to look away, trying to tuck into the corner. That's the first, but immediate trade. And this is the round that NAVI were longing for so long. They get it, but again, with a single player surviving. So that means the money kept at a low point, and G2 still have bank for days.
Genuinely, the most important kill of that entire round was Letty. Letty gets that one kill in the 3 versus 5, and that pulls Kyosa's positioning. That allows Liina to come up towards secret and find both. And from there, I mean, she plays it perfectly. Does come down to the 1 versus 1, but vicu hits the all-important shot. How important is that round going to be for NAVI Javelins?
On the back of that timeout being used, in fact, here by G2. Obviously, they want to make sure that they get to 15 and eventually to victory. So the rounds that are to come here, you want to prevent Na'Vi from getting that momentum on their side. Because that's when things can get tricky. That's what happened in the very first half here on Nuke when, you know, it was 1-7 and then Na'Vi just one round after round. It was so difficult to get back into things. Now, initial Molotov missed. Maybe still an opportunity ahead. Liina certainly is aware that outside presence is there. We'll tuck into Secret instead.
Yeah, G2 have had the tendency to molly deep in towards Secret, so this time Lina's just playing and actually going to set herself up with a little bit of a one-way. But I think Zaz spotted the trajectory of the grenade. Liina is going for it, spams up on over, spots the players, but Zaz is there for the trade. That is so important because that could have gone really pear-shaped.
Oh, the Molotov is there just in time to deny any further control by G2. So things slow down. And Jossa is holding the flank. Letty also holding the same angle, sort of stuck in between, watching two different sides. And now with the smoke being into play, what is Angelka going to do? She hears the sounds. Just switching left and right. Where are people gonna be coming from? Now the shoulder sticking out. Not a kill just yet. But information transferred over and Hank is already into position.
Yeah, this is dangerous. This is hard for G2 to break at the moment, especially with vicu settling down. Letty on the flank gets found out by Zaz. In actual fact, G2 could rotate back towards A, but that's never the intention. It all relies on Hanka holding down this bomb site here. She could do it all as they storm out. She does get clipped. She deals with Kiosa, and that's where vicu can strike from ramp. Not with one, but with two. NAVI Javelins stay alive.
That was so important to be getting a Hanker there as well. The initial kill and then the trade could come through. All the attention was then on the inner bomb site, not on ramp. The communication and the teamwork really seems to be recovering on the side of Na'Vi. Now, another pause being called by G2. There is money for another round, but not for one after. Now, at least the good thing is, again, they make things quite costly on the side of Na'Vi, so it's an op. And the rest is either a FAMAS or an MP9 for Na'Vi. So that is a good thing. But Na'Vi, again, is creeping in very close.
It's still very much an upward battle. You're completely correct. And the issue you've got is that the money is starting to wear thin, but the loss bonus is building 2 stages for both teams because Na'Vi have won consecutive in a row. So as a result, if G2 OYA lose this round, they're going to have to eco. And suddenly you're looking at 14-14. A lot rides on this.
Outside smokes for G2. You can see that there was a Liina sort of trying to make some work, maybe getting a lineup through the smokes, but no, instead, Manga gets that kill. And that means opportunities could be ahead. Immediately, they go out full force on this upper bomb site, trying to clear out the smoke. Angelka with 2 and a vicu has another. Again, the tide has turned in favor of Na'Vi. Now the holds are so good, leaving it all upon the shoulders of Giuliano. And what are you going to be... Like, this is so difficult. Saving with a minute left on the clock, it almost is an impossible task in itself. Maybe trying to do some more damage. But surely this has to go the way of Na'Vi.
If there's one person to do it, though, it's Giuliano. Letty, good discipline there. Looked like she was ready to overextend, but gets called back in by Angelka. Door shut. That's information given over. Giuliano knows that there's one player out towards the squeaky side, and you could bet your bottom dollar that's probably another one in between the empty vents. Crossfire, how do you try and break it? Well, you can't. Angelka will just find the kill. And that is a really important round for NAVI Javelins to win. As mentioned, G2 OYA got no money. Have to save. This is going to be 14-0.
14-14 is up ahead. And what's going to happen then? Is it going to be a 16-14? Just like we saw in actually one of the other matchups, which was very close. But then, you know, it is going to be flipping one way. Oh, OT could be up. Now, ideally, you want to see if you can make it costly here for the side of Navi, because again, another big investment had to come out. vicu is very quick though. With the up. Wow. 2 kills. Oh, that's a third. My goodness, vicu has come alive, has slowly and steadily been climbing up that scoreboard. And she is perhaps even hungry for more.
Yeah, that's so solid from Hanka as well. Not to take the fight, just to fall in. And her reward, it's 2 kills on the B-bomb site. But vicu, yeah, sure, it's only against pistols, but it was so fast. It gives a prime example as to why we regard her as one of the best AWPers in the Impact scene. This second shot, don't even see Zaz.
Yeah, and then you get overwhelmed. You know, players come and rush you close with the pistols. You still have to keep your cool, and she will do so. This is so insane. But then again, we have seen this coming out of vicu before, and she's come alive into the server, and perhaps at the perfect time, because now the pressure's on. G2 going to be coming, fighting back with full-on AKs up on the board.
This game feels so momentum-based. Which way is the pendulum going to swing in round number 29? Manka being diligent, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, making sure that outside is currently clear. Hanka, who started in amongst Secret, has now fallen back. But in actual fact, it's going to be a heaven wrap. Liina needs to be careful. Liina could even spot this out.
She could. I mean, she's holding the lower end, not expecting them to slowly boost up. So this goes completely unnoticed and could cause a hole in the
I
defense.
think it's being held. Letty's on a swivel. In between 2 mines.
Oh, she mollies hard, and with that, all the eyes are up on heaven. vicu, Liina get a kill each. No kill for Letty, but still the numbers are up. Angelka now comes in and helps, leaving Cressy coming to help from the heavens above. Kyosa now outside in a perfect position to catch a rotation, making the numbers again even up on the board. It's so close. Kyosa on 33 frags now needs to find Hanka.
And Hanka's been starting down on the lower bomb site. Kyosa is loud about the approach, but in actual fact, Hanka deals with the Heaven player. Drops the incendiary, forces Kyosa out into the open, but Kyosa wins out the fight anyway. 19 points of health, the difference. G2, oh yeah, hit map point.
Oh my god. At least G2, they are in the clear for the time being. It's either going to be OT or it's going to be a victory and we go to a deciding map, which then will be Inferno. Big test ahead here for NAVI. How big is their willpower in order to really still get this map going their way?
Good start for vicu, but Giuliano with the immediate trade. 4 on 4. So vital for both of these teams. Hanka adopts a new positioning towards ramp that's yet to be played by her this entire half, and it has to go huge. In fact, some would describe it as nuclear. Force through. Zaz found out, fully blind. Kyosa with the trade. Of course it's her. 35 kills. G2 OYA start to make their way down B.
Maybe Letty can come in with a bit of a surprise factor, depending, of course, where the bomb is being planted. She actually gets smoked off, and now the rest of the rotation has to come through. We'll both be slowly lurking about. But time will be of the essence. In fact, Giuliano gets Liina, and this might be the beginning of the end. Letty and Angelka, they need to step up big time in order to keep NAVI in their best map. Door is now opened. And what can you do? You have a flashbang, you have a Molotov, you maybe need to be using it, but Angelka's the first one to go down. It only leaves Letty, has picked up an M4, but no, instead, G2 will take this victory in the reverse sweep, has come into full effect.
And right when G2 OYA needed it the most, it was Giuliano with a quad kill in round number 30 to prevent OT and to ensure that we're going to get a decider map in this series. That is NAVI Javelins playground, and G2, or maybe they're the new kids on the block and they bullied them out of the server